Good morning, world. Little Shane here. It's Friday morning. Friday. I didn't get to the gym much this week, which is a shame. But my ankle and my knee are just driving me nuts. I don't know what the heck's going on. Um, I have an X-ray appointment at the hospital next week for my ankle. Hopefully, we'll get some answers. Maybe I'm just, maybe I'm thinking possibly it could be my size. Just as I'm stepping down, it's just putting a lot of pressure and pain on my ankle. But maybe there's something I can do. I'm hoping. So I was listening to, the mother country's radio station, CBC. Okay, and I listen to Talk CBC, and I listen to a lot when I'm at work. I enjoy a lot of the stuff that they talk about. And one of the things I heard the other day was a new website coming up called goodfatcare.com. Now, I tried to go to it today. I wanted to really research this site. Unfortunately, I kept getting this little pop-up saying that they're doing things to the site, so maybe it's not fully up and running. When I heard this woman talking about her webpage, I came in kind of halfway through, so maybe she was saying that it's something up and coming, and that's why it's not ready yet. But I did find some information on it. They apparently help you find. They're trying to help people find healthcare providers for obesity in your area, like if you're anywhere in the country. Discussion forums. That's all I can find. They want discussion forums, healthcares, and they're apparently it's created by three large women who decided that being big isn't necessarily a bad thing, and they're saying that you got to worry about being healthy, not what your body looks like. Now, I'm a firm believer in that too. You have to accept yourself for yourself, and so long as you're healthy and you're not a size 2, fine, right? It's hard though. There is a lot of things out there for men and women that make men and women feel that they have to be a certain image. For women, it's always been around. That's a sad fact. It has. For men, the 80s and up is when it's really started kicking off. I mean, there was no. Well, I'm not saying there was no. There always was, but it didn't start really taking off until the 80s and up. Like there always was. There was always like guys like people who wanted you to be an Atlas man and bodybuilding places. But bodybuilders even back then didn't look like bodybuilders in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s and now. Like it's a completely different scenario, man. Like you take a bodybuilder from the 1940s and you plop him in with a dude from you put him up against Schwarzenegger. He couldn't do it. He wouldn't compete, right? It's because his image out there in the press, media, all this stuff is telling you have to look a certain way. Now, what do? Well, the best thing you can do is try something called acceptance, right? You have to accept the fact that you might not have won the genetic lottery to look like that, all right? The strange man that lives in my house, okay, he is now almost as heavy as I am. In fact, if you go height and weight ratio, he is actually technically bigger than me because I am about 4 inches taller than him and I'm only about 20 pounds heavier than him. He is a very heavy dude. But when he was my full-time student and training full-time, he was a beast, okay? But he never got cut. He never got ripped. He never looked muscular. He likes to lie to himself and say he could see 4 abs and blah, blah, blah. But no, they weren't there. That was just him. He saw it. No one else did. But that's because we all have different body images, and he literally saw it. He wasn't really lying to himself. In his mind, they were there, but no one else saw them. But that didn't mean he wasn't in phenomenal shape. He really was. He was probably the most in shape guy of my group. Especially his recovery time. He was blessed with that in the genetic lottery that everybody else could be exhausted and he would get up and go, well, who wants to roll again? He was ready. So Good for him. And he has the potential. He can drop weight fast. I know he can. He just needs the motivation, and I'm hoping that he will get it because, you know, he's a good guy and I like him a lot, and I want him to be around in my life for a very long time. I watched him grow up from 14 to in his 30s, and I would love to watch him grow to his 80s. It's just the way it is. So that's what I think this website is about. It's called goodfatcare.com. I'm going to leave a link to it, even though it's not going anywhere, in the description. And I'm going to keep on top of this. I'm going to give this a full review once it's up and running. I hope it's as positive as they made it sound on the radio. Nothing starts overnight. Maybe it'll start off small and it'll grow. I truly do hope so. But getting back to the fat shaming and the body images from the media. Well, there's nothing you can really do except for accept yourself for who you are. Okay? That's all you can do. Yes, we'd all love to have, the Schwarzeneggers, the Van Dams, the Rocks, who's that guy that my mom loves? What's his name? Vin Diesels. We'd all love to be built like those guys, right? Men out there. We'd all love it. And a lot of us put the work into it. But it doesn't happen. So what you should do is you should say, you know what? I'm eating right, I'm exercising, I'm very healthy, and you should be happy with that. Okay? You should be, right? Unless you're trying to be a bodybuilder professionally, there's no need for you to look like that anyway. Right? And if you're worried about finding the right woman, well, the right woman will not give a shit whether you have a 6-pack or a 4-pack or, a small Buddha belly, right? The right woman's going to like you for you. You have no problem. I mean, I'm a big man. I'm a big, heavy-set guy, right? And I've never had an issue getting a date, right? That's not bragging. I'm not putting myself saying I'm so great. It's because I had no problem talking and getting to know people and being out there a little bit, right? And people think, when people from my work first met my wife, they were like, so one guy said, Shane, do you have money that we don't know about? Because, my wife was, at the time, 4'9" and 110 pounds max. And I was 350-ish, maybe. So, So, I mean, when the guy said this, I said, so what am I hitting you for? Am I hitting you because you're calling my girlfriend, because she was my girlfriend at the time, a whore? Or am I hitting you because you're saying I'm too ugly to get a girl? Like, what am I punching you in the stomach for, my friend? And he goes, no, sorry. And I was joking. I wouldn't hit him. Like I hit somebody over words, but, it was there. All right? So, that being said, can we change the media? Well, I don't think so. Sex sells. Body imaging is always going to be a thing. It always has been a thing, and I believe it always will be a thing. So what can you do about it? Well, start off young. Talk to your children, right? Talk to them. Let them know that, yes, that's out there, but that isn't, half the time, that isn't what they really look like all the time. What people don't realize is when you see a man completely shredded on the cover of a magazine, he's put the work in, right? He's put the work in. There is literally camera angles, there's lighting tricks, there's other tricks in the camera that will make you look even more shredded, okay? So there's a lot of tricks to it. I'm sure those guys have fantastic builds off camera, but they don't look quite as shredded as they do in those magazines. And like I said, probably before those photo shoots, they're really hitting the gym and they're really dehydrating themselves. Like, when you see a bodybuilder as shredded as he is on the competition floor, I guarantee you he is probably at his utmost weakest, because they literally dehydrate themselves as much as they can, or they used to anyway. Maybe the times have changed, but that's what they used to do. So don't look at that and say, man, I want to be like that. Strive for it, don't kill yourself for it. Okay? And if you don't get there, be happy with your accomplishments. Right? And women, you women out there, you don't realize one important thing. Okay? A good man's going to love you whether you are a size 4 or a size 16. Alright? And that's just it. You have, should you try to get yourself fit? Of course you should. But what should you do it for? Should you do it so you look good in the two-piece? Well, you can, yes, if you want to, I guess. But the main reason why you should get yourself fit is so you have a healthy, happy, and long life. Okay? That's why. Don't worry about whether or not you look great in a two-piece. Right? And don't worry whether or not, if you're a plus-size girl trying to get into a two-piece. There are a lot of plus-size women out there that can look good in anything. Right? And it's how they carry themselves. And there are a lot of plus-size women that don't look good in certain outfits. And that's because you don't look good in that outfit. Doesn't mean you don't look good. Right? You have to understand that one piece of clothing isn't for everyone. Okay? Like, I have a stomach, like I'm all gut. Okay? I'm literally all gut. If I had someone here to hold the camera, I'd stand up and show you. Well, screw it, I'll stand up anyway and see, I'll see if we can get in there. But look, that's all gut. Okay, look at that. That's all gut. That's where my fat is, mainly. A little bit in my face, But I would not look good in Speedos. Right? Speedos is not made for me. Right? So I'm not going to beat myself up over it, saying, oh, geez, I wish I could wear Speedos. Right? No. I look good in Bermuda shorts and a nice baggy Hawaiian shirt. And that's what I know, and that's what I'll stick to when I go to the beach. Right? So it's all about learning how to dress. Don't compare yourself to a little stick figure woman that's wearing, basically 2 dots on her nipples and a strap over her cooch. Okay, don't worry about that. Right? Find the right clothes for you. If it's a one-piece swimsuit, there are a lot of beautiful one-piece swimsuits. If it is a flowing dress, there's a lot of beautiful dresses out there. Find the ones for you. Same as men. Right? Guys, tight shorts and a skimpy t-shirt looked good on us when we were 18. Okay? But, and let's face it, okay? We all looked good when we were 18. Right? When I was 18 and I just wore shorts and nothing else, shorts and tennis shoes, I looked fantastic. Right? But if I was to walk around now on the beach with just a tight pair of shorts and sneakers, well, my big hairy breasts would frighten the children and confuse the babies. It really would. So I know to wear what I need to wear to look good for the occasion. And you gotta teach yourself how to dress. Don't be afraid to ask for that. Okay? Because fellas, when your shirt blows in the breeze, that's okay. But when your skin flaps around out there, Jesus, cover up. I know that this is coming across as a little harsh, okay? But I really am trying to be helpful and trying to be encouraging, right? Men, you can all be handsome men. Just learn what needs to be worn that goes with your body type. Learn the proper haircut for yourself. Learn whether or not you should have facial hair, right? Like, I think I can rock a goatee. I can grow the mustache and the beard. I think I can rock that. But I already know for a fact I can't grow a mustache, because if I grow a mustache, I just look like one of those little perverted pedophiles you saw in To Catch a Predator. So I don't do that. But you have to learn how to accessorize your body type. Okay? Yes. Should you try to get in shape? Yes, you should. For what reason? Health reasons. Okay? Don't worry about the numbers on the scale. Don't worry about whether or not you can fit into your pants that you used to be able to fit in 20 years ago. That is irrelevant. What is important is a positive self-image due to diet, proper exercise, and accessorizing the right clothing. Okay? And that goes for men and women. Because all of you are handsome and beautiful out there. You just need to know that certain clothes aren't meant for you. Doesn't mean you're ugly. Right? It just means that it's not for you. Right? Just like there are certain, people out there are certain things that's gonna work for you and certain things that aren't. So that is the message I'm trying to give you today. Don't look at the things that look bad on you. Look for the things that look good on you and be happy with it. And push yourself. I'm not saying don't push yourself. You want to work hard, you're trying to get as slim as you possibly can, that's fine. But if you're trying to push yourself into six-pack abs, understand that the models you see and the movie stars you see generally don't have those six-pack abs all year round. Oh, they'll have a flat stomach all year round, but they only get completely shredded like that for photo shoots and movies, because it is physically hard to maintain that build. And you got to keep telling yourself, it's physically hard to maintain that. Right? You have to give up so much. So why do that? Why not get yourself as in shape as you can get, look as good as you can look, but more importantly, be happy with yourself when you look in the mirror. Right? I must admit, when I look in the mirror and I see myself topless, that I am not happy with what I see. Luckily, I can change it. Excuse me. But I will never look like I looked when I was 18. Okay, when I was 18, I did have the six-pack abs. I did have the bulging muscles. I mean, I looked good. I'll never get quite there again. I'm 41. I'll get close, but I'll never be the same. And that's because I'm 41. Right? There's nothing wrong with being 41. Okay? So don't compare yourself to what you were when you were younger. Okay? Focus on the now. Focus on you. Focus on making you the best you can be. Okay? That's all you need to do. And I know it sounds like I'm making it so easy. It is not. It is a journey, and you take baby steps. All right? And if you need any support, reach out to me at my email address, loseitwithshane@gmail.com. Find me on Facebook. Message me here on YouTube. And I'll be more than happy to be a sounding board, to give advice, even just to talk about anything you need to talk about. I'm happy to do that. That's the only way we're going to get through this, is together, people. Oh, that being said, it is now time for the joke of the week. All right. So, this married couple been together for a long time. They're in their 60s. They're having dinner, and all of a sudden, the husband, Harold, grasps his heart, starts breathing heavy. And of course, Ethel, the loving wife, rushes to the phone, calls 911. They rush here. They take Harold to the hospital, and they find out he had a mild heart attack. Well, Ethel is talking to the doctor. And she says, "Doctor, what's going on?" And the doctor says, "I'm sorry, Ethel, your husband has had a mild heart attack, and he is going to need some recovery time. He will be all right so long as you give him plenty of TLC. Feed him, bathe him, give him lots of love and care, and in no time he'll be better." Ethel goes, "Oh, okay, doctor." So she goes into the patient's room. She sees her husband. Harold goes, honey, what'd the doctor say?" And Ethel goes, "He says you're gonna die, honey." She ain't doing any of that. She's done. I know, it's awful. Totally awful, but it's freaking funny. Anyway, that's all for today. Tomorrow is Saturday, and tomorrow I'm going to do a silly vlog. It's called Can a Fat Man Play Twister? Now I know I talked about fat shaming in this video already, but I don't feel it's fat shaming if I'm talking about myself and laughing about myself. I think it's just something fun to see how an out of shape man like myself is going to fare up playing Twister with his daughter. And it's okay if you laugh. It really is, because that's what I'm doing it for. So until tomorrow, remember, you can do it and you're worth it.